Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be really different from all my other videos because I've not come for a safari today. I'm not gone bird watching, I've not gone for a trail or a trek. I'm just going to be sitting back here and talking to you guys about wildlife and nature. So I literally find thousands of animals fascinating, and I thought why not talk about some animals that I find fascinating. And I'm going to be literally making so many videos of this topic in the future because I find so many animals fascinating, literally thousands of animals. But I picked three that I want to talk about in today's video. And the first animal that I'm going to be talking about that I find super fascinating are orcas, killer whales. So basically, orcas, as you guys know, are one of the best predators of the ocean. They're incredibly intelligent animals, and different subpopulations of orcas are found all over the world, and they each have the completely unique diets from one another, and that's why I find them so fascinating. So basically, there are many different ecotypes of killer whales. These are basically different subpopulations of orcas that have their own different diets and their own different cultures, and they also have some certain physical traits that are different from one another. Okay, so now for example, I'm going to be talking about a few examples of the different ecotypes in the North Pacific. In the North Pacific, there are the resident killer whales, the big killer whales, and the offshore killer whales as examples of different ecotypes that I'm going to be talking about. The resident killer whales of the North Pacific mainly eat salmon, and they eat Chinook salmon as their primary food source. So they're specialist predators which mainly eat Chinook salmon as their diet, whereas the big killer whales eat bigger sea mammals such as seals, sea lions, mostly harbor seals, and that's so fascinating. And the offshore killer whales, basically, they are known to eat the livers of sharks and other hard skinned fish. So I literally find this so fascinating how these three ecotypes may sometimes in the wild cross one another's paths in the ocean while swimming, but they know that literally from so many generations, each of these different ecotypes have been eating completely different diets, and I literally find that so fascinating. And it gets even more fascinating when I talk about the other ecotypes of killer whales in the southern hemisphere. So in the southern hemisphere, they're divided into a lot more ecotypes. So I'll just give you guys examples of a few ecotypes. So the type A ecotype in the southern hemisphere, they are known to eat minke whales, and that is literally so fascinating. But guess what, you guys? The type B1 killer whales, they're known to eat seals, but they are the killer whale ecotype that is mainly known for beaching the seals off the ice when they're sitting on the ice floating in the middle of the water, and they're known for the hunting method, which basically they make the seal fall off the snow and then they eat the seals. So they are the ones that are known for that hunting method. And the type B2 ecotype in the southern hemisphere are known to eat penguins, literally, you guys. So the different ecotypes even in the southern hemisphere eat completely different diets. One is eating minke whales, one is eating penguins. And wait till you guys hear this. So the type C ecotype of killer whales in the southern hemisphere mainly eat Antarctic toothfish, and they live in really icy waters near Antarctica. And the type D ecotype of killer whales in the southern hemisphere, they are known to eat mainly Patagonian toothfish, and they live in one of the most stormy waters on earth, and they're also known to steal Patagonian toothfish from fishermen. And it's so fascinating that killer whales are literally one of the most intelligent creatures. And literally, there are a few more ecotypes that I want to talk about that I find so fascinating. In the North Atlantic, the type 1 ecotype of killer whales are mainly known to eat schooling fish like mackerel and herring, whereas the type 2 ecotype of killer whales in the North Atlantic are known to eat dolphins as well. So it's so fascinating how there are all these different ecotypes and they have completely varied diets from one another. I also read up about an ecotype of killer whales that is near New Zealand that basically eats eagle rays and electric rays and stingrays. And I also read up about an ecotype of a few individuals of an ecotype of killer whales near South Africa that are known to eat the livers of great white sharks. So literally, you guys, orcas are one of the most fascinating creatures on the planet, and they're literally one of my favorite animals. And I literally find it so fascinating how all these different ecotypes have such varied diets from one another. And definitely, orcas are one of my favorite animals on the planet. Okay, so the next animal that I'm going to be talking about, and these animals I find them super fascinating, the octopus. I literally think the octopus is one of the most unique animals ever. They have three hearts, you guys, and they literally have nine brains. They have blue blood. They're one of the most intelligent creatures in the ocean. And octopus are one of the most smart cephalopods. They also are incredible masters of camouflage. They have these special skin cells called chromatophores where they can change their color and texture depending on their surroundings to be safe from predators if probably a shark is nearby. They're also really intelligent creatures that eat crayfish, they eat small crabs, they eat clams, they eat small fish. They have a really diverse diet, and they're one of the most fascinating creatures, you guys. Literally one of the most fascinating creatures. The fact that octopus have 9 brains is so fascinating. And now the third animal that I'm going to be talking about that I find super fascinating are definitely South African penguins. And when I talk about South African penguins, I'm going to tell you guys why I find those species fascinating. So I love penguins. I love fairy penguins, are the smallest penguin species in the world. I love emperor penguins, are the biggest penguin species in the world. But the South African penguin is special because when someone says penguin, people think of snow, people think of Antarctica. But this is so fascinating because South African penguins actually live on the beaches, on certain beaches in South Africa. They thrive in the hot climate and they basically build nests on the beach as well. And they swim in the ocean to hunt for fish and squid, and they nest on the beach, and they're super fascinating creatures. I love South African penguins. I genuinely find them to be so fascinating. The fact that you have an entire species of penguins that's living near the beach, they also a lot of times can be seen with African rock dassies or African rock hyraxes. They're one of the most beautiful creatures as well. They're really social animals and they can be found eating herbs and shrubs, the African rock dassies. I genuinely find South African penguins to be one of the most beautiful creatures ever and truly so fascinating. So yeah, I genuinely hope you guys like this video. I love talking about these fascinating animals. I have thousands of animals that I find fascinating that I want to talk to you guys about. I just picked any 3 to talk about in today's video, and I literally am going to make so many of these videos next where I just talk to you guys about animals that I find fascinating. And I really hope you guys like this video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Want to watch me explore different places with nature and wildlife, then subscribe to my channel because I'm going to be uploading a lot more videos where I go and I show you guys all my wildlife and nature photography, my exploring vlogs, and all wildlife and nature related content. So I hope you guys like this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.